In this presentation, we will learn how to release the dynamically allocated memory in heap using free function. So let's get started. What is free? Free function is used to release the dynamically allocated memory in heap, as simple as that. It releases the memory allocated by us. Okay. This is the syntax of free function. It requires a pointer to the allocated memory, of course the pointer to the memory which we want to deallocate, and it returns nothing. Okay. As you can see over here, this is void. The memory allocated in heap will not be released automatically after using the memory. The space remains there and can't be used. It is the programmer's responsibility to release the memory after use. After using the memory, you should release the memory. It is very important in the case of heap. Okay. This simple concept, we should always understand that memory allocated in heap will not be released automatically. It is our responsibility to release the memory after use. Okay. Here comes the simple example. You can see over here that I have allocated some memory using malloc function. And here, this malloc function is allocating memory for 4 integers. And after that, it returns the address of the first byte of the memory, which will get stored within this ptr pointer. After using the memory in my code, I'll simply deallocate the memory or release the memory using this free function. Here I just have to pass this ptr, that is the pointer to the allocated memory. So as simple as that, with the help of free function, I would be able to deallocate the memory. And this is my responsibility. Okay. Now, let's try to cement the concept which we have learned using a programming example. Here you can see again the malloc function is used to allocate the memory. Of course, in this case, malloc is allocating the memory for 5 integers, and after that, the address will get returned in this ptr pointer. Here in this printf function, we are asking the user to enter 5 numbers. Obviously, we want to store those 5 numbers within the allocated memory. So we are asking the user to enter the 5 numbers. Within this for loop, we are using scanf function to put those numbers within the allocated memory. After that, you can clearly see we're returning the address of the first byte of the allocated memory back to the main function. Here you can see this function is the input function, right? It is returning a pointer to an integer. Of course, it is returning the address of the first byte of the allocated memory. After entering the numbers, we are simply returning the address of the first byte of the memory so as to access the whole memory. Within this main function, this particular address has been received by this ptr pointer, and after that we are taking the sum of all the numbers using this ptr pointer. We are storing the sum within the sum variable and we simply print the sum on the screen. Then after that, you can clearly understand that we are using the free function to release the memory at the end, and afterwards null has been assigned to ptr. As simple as that. Why this step is required? Of course, it's a good practice because after freeing the memory, ptr becomes a dangling pointer. It's a good practice to assign null to this pointer after releasing the memory. So let's execute this code now. It is asking us to enter 5 numbers. Let's enter 5 numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Sum is 35. You can clearly see the sum of these numbers is 35, right? Now, interesting fact here is that we can return the address from the other function without any problem. Malloc allocates the memory in heap. Memory is fixed even after the function finishes its execution. Okay. It is the case that malloc allocates memory in heap which remains fixed. We need to manually release the memory. Here obviously we can return the address from this function without any problem. We are returning the address of the first byte of the memory. Because that memory is fixed, we can do that. There is no problem with this. Okay. So this one important point you should understand. Apart from this, it is our responsibility to release the memory. That is why I have used here free function to release the memory. And definitely it is a good practice to assign null to the pointer afterwards so that this will no more be a dangling pointer. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching this presentation.